Hello everyone, my name's Brewcrick and you can call me Brew. Welcome back to Star Citizen. How are you doing? How's your week been? Mine's been a little bit hectic, but it feels good to be back in this game and back talking to you. Reviewing another ship today. It is a big mama, a big daddy, whatever you want to call it, but it is big, it is chunky, and it is the Hercules M2. Oh, this is a ship with detail. It's a deep dive walkthrough today. Sit back, relax. If you're leaning back, lean further. If you're slouching, if you're crouching, whatever you're doing, do more of it. Grab yourself a beverage, a snack, and let's sit back and walk through this ship and all its chunky angles. Let's do it. Okay, as we approach this gorgeous, large ship, let's talk a little bit about some of its vital statistics. Well, first of all, you can buy it in-game. In-game, you can buy it for 5,225,300 AUEC. It is one of 3 ships in its class, if you will, made by Crusader Industries. There's the M2, the C2, and the A2. So the C2 is kind of the entry ship. It's the cargo runner, and it has the most amount of cargo space. The M2 that you see here gets an extra turret on the chin. A little bit less cargo space than the C2. The C2 is 4.925 million AUEC. So the C2 is a bit cheaper in-game. This is meant to have additional armor. It's like the military version. But armor doesn't seem to be a thing just yet. So the only real difference between what you're seeing in front of you and the C2 is one less gun on the chin. That's controlled by a co-pilot or gunner. It isn't pilot controlled, I don't believe. We'll find out in a minute or two. And less cargo. So that's the difference. That's what you're paying for your extra 300,000 or so if you want to buy this type of ship in-game, the C2 or M2. I bought the M2 just for the extra gun on the nose and when the armor does come out. Plus, I like the color compared to the stock white you get with the C2. But I'm sure we'll pick up the C2 at some point and review. So that's the cost. Let's take a look at then what all this ship comes with as stock. So as stock, you get 2 gimbal size 4 cannons. You can see it just above either side of the cockpit there, the pilot's room. Good weapons. Very good weapons to have as stock. It's really cool. They like disappear into those little compartments you can see just above the ship. You get those as stock. You get then a front chin turret on the nose, and that comes with 2 M6As as well. And you just see that weapon on the nose there, and that is remotely controlled by a gunner in the cockpit. I need to angle my camera more because this ship is so big. On the rear, then there are 2 turrets on the rear that are controlled by 1 gunner, I believe. You can choose to look out of the rear turret, the rear bottom turret, or the rear top turret. Regardless of which one you choose to look out of, they both are controlled by the same pilot. So you basically have 2 turrets being controlled by 1 gunner. And those also come with 2 M6A cannons. Massive blind spot on the top, which there's no turrets on. So a good fighter in a PvP battle, for example, just needs to sit on top of you, and it's going to be difficult to get shots on that target, on your back, as opposed to your belly. Also comes with 2 size 3 shields, which is very nice. Very, very nice. This thing does have a good amount of HP, 220,000, as according to Urkel.games at the minute. So it's a good bit of HP for a ship its size. This thing can take a bit of a beating, but it gets hit very easily. It's a massive, massive transport ship. I actually flew bounty hunting in this, 315, 314. Really enjoyed it. I put fixed M7As up there on the top. And just snipe stuff out the way I would do in a 600i, and it was a lot of fun. And unlike the 600i, this thing can move anything and everything. So many vehicles. It's actually quite maneuverable. It slows down quick because of its big engines. I enjoyed flying this in fighting, funnily enough. In PvP, it's probably going to get minced. The A2 is the bomber version. It, I think, sacrifices a bit more cargo space, but also physical space internally for the big Moabs, the mother of all bombs. Plus, it's got a lot more firepower on the belly, so more turrets and gunners. So that's kind of the breakdown between the C2, M2, and A2. And I love the look of this ship. It feels a little bit like a turkey at times. Big, fat sort of belly and midsection, and this little head that pokes out at the front. This little neck. But, oh, I love this ship. And I've never done a deep dive on it, which is what we're doing today. It's so big. Let's just speed up a little bit of our walk around. But that's the vital statistics on it. Its quantum drive, as we'll see in a minute, is lovely stock. Great range, great fuel tank. Expensive to refill, I'm sure, but this will take you all over Stanton, no problem at all. You've also got the big physicalized storage internally, which is excellent. So you're going to be able to put like vehicles, multiple vehicles. You're also going to be able to put smaller ships inside this thing, which is really cool. It doesn't have any formal like docking clamp or docking system for those ships. You can literally just fly them in. One of the ships that I know you can get 2 of in this, and we've talked about it a little bit on the channel, is the amazing C8X Pisces, the shuttlecraft. 2 can fit in this. And a whole load probably of snub fighters as well. But we'll take a wee ship out. We'll do a dedicated can it fit. I know many have done before, but I'd like to cover that. And see what we can all put in this, of what I own anyway at the minute. But look at this thing. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful. And the size of it is monstrous. You know, one of the few big ships we've covered on the channel to date. If I bring myself back into view, so that's me down there. And if we start to walk up to it, we get to see just how big this thing really is. So that's me there compared to the landing gear. Ridiculous. But look at the detailing on all the panels. It's a very cleanly designed ship, even though it does just feel... Oh my god, look at that engine. Bloody hell. It does feel massively chunky. Like, you'll see it when we start to even take it out. You'll see about the thin neck and stuff like that. But it's gorgeous. Loving the lines. The little design features, like the holes there for, I'm assuming, aerodynamics. And then up we go. We can't even pull the camera out anymore, I don't believe. Nope, that's as far as I can get the camera out. While we're on the ground here. And to get me and the ship in, I have to go all the way back. Keep going back, keep going back. Gorgeous. Absolutely amazing ship for a walk around. But let's open up the front hatch. And we have to go all the way up and click that. And let's have a look at this bad boy opening up its big belly. So bloody cool. Oh, I love this thing. Not, like, we're on pretty flat ground and it still had a wee bit of an issue there where it lifted the ship, but it's all good. We're getting some lighting issues, of course. But that's no big deal. It's still amazing. In we go. And you have all sorts of detail up in here. Love it. And now we're in this big cavernous cargo hold. Let's go into our ceiling cam just to get a real idea of how big this area is. Like, it's huge. Just this big empty space for moving vehicles, goods, personnel. I love it. And we can open up the back panel as well, which is, I believe, over here. And we can click open. So if we are bringing on tanks, armored vehicles, or even ships. Now, ships, you probably just want to enter and exit via this rear hatch, because you might accidentally clip that chin gun and you're flying out, but we'll try that later when we go pick up a ship. We'll do that probably on this planet. But this is just how the rear looks when that door is open. Very cool. And you see we're having a wee bit of an issue here with that not coming all the way down. Most vehicles could probably just ram that at speed and get in. I love the lighting. I love the arm here. Just as usual, love the detailing that's been put into this game. So this is the space. It'll look more exciting when we actually put stuff in here. But let's go up now. We can go up to the top level via two means. We've got the elevator here, or we've got the ladder over here. So let's go up the ladder, because we'll look at the elevator later. Up we go. Climbing on up. Probably not the best time to use the camera. Up we go. And here we are. So a lot going on. And there are differences between the... I don't know why that opened. That's rather scary. Someone else on the ship. That's terrifying if there's someone else on the ship. But anyway. There could be. Oh, that's freaking me out. Anyway. There's a lot of differences between the A2, M2, and C2 in their interiors. So bear that in mind. Well, a lot, I say. There's different sort of rooms. Some areas have a relaxation area. Others have like a jump seat area. So I'll show you the M2s today. But again, look at all this detailing up in here. Fantastic. We do have some clickables in the center area here. So in here we, I believe, have some, there's life support, but what is making all these noises? I'm freaking out. So we've got some storage units here, and we should be able to click them open. Oh, that's the life support, which I hear tell might be coming in soon. Open that up. Storage area, and this should be accessible now that we've got the storage. Yeah, personal storage, vehicles, and then we can drag stuff in and out. 800... Yeah, what's that? That's like 8 million? So 8,000K SCU, so plenty of storage, if I've got that correctly. I know, I just want to close it. Yes, it's all fine. Close the life support. So you've got storage in here. Once you come up the elevator, which is here, or the ladder, you can go left. That's the cockpit over there. All the center area for storage and other components. More sort of, you know, there's probably the main engine here. Or parts of the engine that feed back to the bigger engine components there in the back. Lots of different storage areas here. I think they're decorative, but they look lovely. Again, as we're walking around, just love the layout of this place. Our first door here then to the right, because we actually passed the door, excuse me. So that's the auxiliary crew room. This is on the M2. So we've got more detailing here, some computer cores perhaps. More computer stuff here. Yeah, so the M2 comes with all these jump seats, because it's the military version. We've got a little food area for prepping food for the crew. And then we've got a bog right here. A little bit... Oh, well, that's new. I can walk through the panel. Okay. That's... Okay. That's interesting. So yes, plenty of seats whenever jump seats become a requirement. They kind of are now, in a sense that if we do violent maneuvers, people will get flung all over the show. And then we've got the armory in here, which is very cool. Just love the design of this, like. So we can store weapons, larger weapons in these weapon racks. And then I'm assuming these are suit storage areas. Are they? I don't think they're escape pods. Maybe they're escape pods. No, it says they're suits here. Yeah, weapons and suits. So that'll be cool when we can eventually, like, prop our suits up in there. And then we can we get out this way? No, we have to go back to this middle door here to the right, which is the one that we just walked to back to the main deck. So that's all on this side. Again, just the detailing everywhere. Oh, you really need to take time to explore this ship and just appreciate the immersive detail. Here's the big chunky engines, the power systems for the engines. Very cool. Stand clear of doors. I don't know what's meant to be down here. Component access, perhaps? So stand clear of doors. Not too sure about that one. Again, loving this whole high-techery. High-techery, if that's a proper way to describe it. More components. Big, massive components. Big, chunky components. Very cool. The power plant is size 3. The coolers are size 3. The quantum drive is size 3. Everything is chunky on this ship. I don't remember this cabling being here before. Maybe it was. That's like the reactor back there or something. Very cool as we walk over this walkway. On this side of the deck, habitation. More of those storage elements here that we can open in the center. And again, very much symmetrical. More components. And then this sort of, again, power core thing here as well. Let's go into habitation. See what it looks like on the M2. Open it up. What does that door say? Come on. Close you down. Ooh, kitchen. I didn't know the M2 had a kitchen, so that's cool. So this is habitation. Got a lovely little teddy bear. I want to replace that with a Pico, please. The power is on, so this is sort of the natural lighting. We've got 2 bunks there. 1 bunk here, so it sleeps 3, and that makes sense. You've got the pilot, co-pilot, and the chin gunner turret. So 3 seats up in the cockpit. Did you hear that noise? I swear I think someone else is on this ship. I am completely freaked out right now. Oh! Oh, anyway. Controls, sorry, door controls. We can, like, turn lighting on and off, I believe. Yes, that's the... Oh, that's very cool, isn't it? Look at that. It's kind of freaky. And then if we click this one... Turns on that lighting. Is there another mode? Just the 2 modes? Just the 2 modes, on and off. Awesome. And then this, I think... Oh, that's the emergency lighting. So cool. The red alert. Turn that off again. Nope, we might just have to click this to bring back the normal lighting. Ah, yeah, and then to click that again to go back to it being on. So there we go. We've got a desk here, 2 desks. Third person doesn't get a desk because, well, screw them, I suppose. They're not allowed one. Some nice storage area. So there's a lot going on this ship. Even though 50% of it is open and barren. There's a bathroom. But once you start filling that 50% up, it's very cool. Don't want to get stuck in here, so I'll just... Oh, there's a little noise being made. Don't know what that was about. Okay. And then we can close it again with a panel up here, I believe. Yep, there we go. That's the way the other one should have worked. So, habitation area. I like it. Cozy. Again, plenty of detail going on. Wish these panels would soon be, you know, usable and more than just decoration. We can actually, like, instead of using our Mobi-Glass, use this computer console. That'll be cool. Kitchen area. Ooh, I like this. Kitchen area is nice. Cozy. I love these. These are very Star Wars, these sorts of areas, aren't they? We see them somewhat on the, in the Mercury Star Runner. Yeah, I like it. I like it. A bit bare at the minute, but I'm sure we can, like, put stuff in here. Eventually these will all work. We can get coffees and things like that. Yeah, it's okay for a mess hall type area. And we can go out the other door up here, which will bring us closer to the cockpit. And here we are. We're out here. And we're now back to the top where we pointed out at the start of our little interior tour of the first deck. These doors are freaking me out the way they keep opening up. That's the way we came up. Now we've got this long hall. So, okay, so this long hall. Could more have been done here? Well, it's been a while since I've toured it. Let's have a look-see. So we've got these panels. I think these open up more components. Yes, that is our power. Probably the power either side. So that's okay. Means if we need to make quick repairs, we don't have to run halfway across the ship. We can repair our power plants here. Loving this sort of detail. Very just space, like modern, well, not modern day because we don't have ships like this, but you know, like very sort of shuttlecraft type thing, space shuttle type thing with all the padding and everything going on, protecting the pipes. It's another component in here. Love it. Is that the shield drive? Shield generators? That'll be the 2 size 3s. Yeah, I think that is a shield, isn't it? Maybe, maybe. And then when we go through here, escape pods. So these are the escape pods here. So the people in the jump room, they're kind of screwed unless those suit bays double up as escape pods. But for the pilot, co-pilot, and gunner, the escape pods are right beside them. Now, the thing I like about this ship, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but if you ever offer to give... Look at this cockpit. Can we just wait just a second? Look at this feckin' cockpit. Oh my god. Beautiful. Such... Just... Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss to this cockpit. I love it. But anyway, as I was saying, if you ever give someone a lift and they just decide to shoot your head while you're lifting them between places, that really irks me. I get triggered by it. So what you could do, and then it didn't work, and then they got it fixed again, is that with this ship you could lock the doors. So we can close it, and then we can go down to the padlock. Padlock's on. It says locked. And now no one, including yourself, can get into this bridge area. I like that. You could chauffeur people around the verse safely, both for you and them. The cockpit is off limits to anyone other than the bridge crew. So I like that. So if there is an intruder, unless they're hiding in here somewhere, which there's nowhere to hide, I can breathe a sigh of relief. They're now just stuck walking around the rest of the ship, and more power to them. They can walk all they want. I don't think there's anyone here. I'm just getting paranoid. So yeah, more like compartments and stuff. That's probably more components. Excellent. Okay, the bridge is just lovely though, isn't it? I just love this bridge. Such a nice place to be. Bit of a tour then, just for you. So we've got pilot seat, co-pilot seat, and I believe they can control some of those turrets we were talking about. This is the gunner seat for the chin gun. We'll talk about the views and the MFD as we always do in just a second. Let's look at those gunning positions first of all, though. So let's go to the co-pilot seat. Again, oh, lovely place to be. And let's pop into the co-pilot seat. I think it's from here that we can access those rear turrets. I believe. We'll see. There we go. Enter remote turret. So, if we click the top one, we are in the... Oh. I hate the way it does that. So, I believe I can't do F4 when I'm in the remote turret, because it puts me back into the cockpit. So, this is on the belly. This isn't the chin. Because there's our landing struts. And here we are here behind the front strut. And there's the right strut, right? So this is for the belly. So we've got quite a good view, because when that front strut goes up, we'll be able to shoot targets that are directly in front of us. And then, of course, below us. And this is the M6A. Let me just try and power it on. I think I'll have to go like this. And actually power on. The ship is powered on, but I don't know why I'm not getting...
Weapons on.
There we go, weapons on. Now let's try that again. Okay. There we go. Now we're powering on the turret. So it is a M6A laser cannon, but look at the amount of rounds we have. And you see we've got, even though you're only seeing 2 guns, we have 4 clips. That's because we're controlling the top turret at the minute as well. You can't see it. But let's say if I shoot at this rock back here. And let me go into turret mode. There we go. Hitting Q. Do you see the laser fire from the top? That might be hard for you to see. Just watch the top of my screen. So that's the top turret firing with us. So when you're in this seat, you're actually controlling 2 turrets, 4 cannons. Which is pretty cool. Anyone going behind you is going to have a bad day. Hear the sound of that though. The echoing. Beautiful. So, there we go. That's the bottom turret. That's the sort of view you're going to be getting. But you can choose. So, what you do is you can quickly hit F4, go down, and then click the second one. And now we are on the top. But if we do the same experiment as we did a second ago, let's aim for that rock over here. Again, Q. There we go. It's better. The bottom... There we go. You have to be... If you aim too far down, it's not going to shoot because it's probably clipping into the ground. So if I aim up a bit, see the bottom laser shooting out from under the ship? Those noises are beautiful. And this is the view from the top turret. Now, it's not letting me turn to face the front. You'll see that whenever I go into F4 mode. So this is the only range of view that you have in this top turret. We can't spin around to the front. So that's a problem for this ship. As I said, if fighters get behind this turret onto our back in like a PvP situation, or even if you're flying and you've got friends out, No good. No good. The best bit is probably to use the belly view as the gunner and the co-pilot like this. And then ask your pilot to roll the belly up to face any fighters that are swarming and circling. Try and keep the belly facing the enemy, so then you've got full movement like this. That would be my advice. So that is the co-pilot's turrets, and a lovely view as well from the co-pilot seat. And then you've got access to some of the switches and things like that here. Let's get out of the co-pilot seat and let's look at that chin gunner seat, which you won't have on the C2. And it's this seat here. I do think then, why not just make some functionality for this seat, like a gunner? But, hey ho, there you go. Let's go into the gunner, or scanner, sorry. Like a scanner seat on the other side. Or just put the seat in. But here we are. Maybe allow that other seat to control the other turret that isn't being used in that pairing. So if we go over here, we need to power on. And then we should find the button for the turret. Now, the turret button, I didn't know how to get into it last time. Is it E? I actually didn't figure out last time how to actually get into the gunner seat. That's exiting the chair. So this is a good start. I want to keep this in just so you see, if this is your first time using it, how it could be a little bit tricky to figure out how to get into that chin turret. Last time I was in one of these, I just didn't figure it out. That was with Kev. He came rescue me during the Xeno threat event. Now, see, these hotspots are so bad. They're so bad. Like the hotspot should be around here. The minute I leave, get rid of this. Like, CAG, you need to sort that out, I'm afraid, folks. Like, I should not still be clickable all the way up here. So it's this button here. That's news to me. I always just try and like move my mouse around. So it's this button here by the looks of it, this sort of area here. So let's click it, enter remote turret. And now we are on the nose. So this is a good place to be. Let's power on those weapons. It's going to behave itself. P. Nope. Okay. F4. P. We are powered on. Let's try it again. Nope. Weapons don't want to power on. The turret has automatically been forced down. I'm not doing that the minute I look to the belly, which is good. So no chance, hopefully, of friendly fire on yourself there. But good forward firing arc and down. Lovely arc looking down at the ship. So again, that tactic for the pilot of an M2, roll that belly up. And both your gunners are going to have a lovely time getting target on your enemies. But the back of the ship, the top of the ship, badly exposed. So roll, roll, roll for days, M2 pilots. Probably the same to be said for the A2 and the C2. I want to get these guns working. I don't want to give you a half-assed review. So let me go into the pilot seat, make sure all the weapons are on, and then see if that's going to turn on the gunners. Alright, enter remote turret. There we go. So here we are in that chin turret. Just if your mates are going to be in the chin, hit Q so we get to relative mode. And you are firing size 4 laser cannons for days. Like, look at the rounds that we have. You have to be a bit more accurate to get them to hit compared to the laser repeaters. Because the laser repeaters, of course, fire a bit quickly, but the alpha damage will be higher. As in, when these do hit per round, they'll do more damage than a repeater would. Oh, I would love to do a bit of turret play in this. This would be so much fun. Okay, so that's the guns. That's the different seats. Now we're into reviewing the cockpit experience before we take this thing off and talk about its atmospheric and space handling. Then we'll load a vehicle into it to show you that, because that's why you're going to get the ship, probably. And then we'll do a bit of a fight and finish up our video. So, the cockpit. Some cockpits have nicer default MFD setups. For some bizarre reason, this thing defaults to 2 target status. Fix that, please, CIG. What's the point? Because that means every time you get into the seat, every time without fail, you're going to have to change these, because this is just useless. There's no point. So, I mean, it's personal preference. I might go shields here, for example, and I might go target. I might leave that target status. And then over here, I might go something like self status. over self-status, self-status, self-status. So there's your 3. You're reasonably only getting 2 MFDs at any one time. And they default to 2 target status ones, which makes no sense. But there you go. Very quick to change. Good view from here in terms of what the ship is. Like an airliner type ship, very much like the Freelancer series. It's that narrow sort of cockpit, but that's the aesthetic that we're going for. If I reset my camera. Oh, there she is. I'll turn the weapons off so they hide back down into the belly. Or into the back neck of this thing, of this Hercules MT. It is an MT. Oh, gorgeous. Even as night descends. We'll fly into the sunset and get the sun back in just a second. Now, the other thing about this is lots of switches. I love this. You feel like an airline pilot. All these switches. And up here, the sort of collision hotspotting feels a bit better. Though, again, they're not very good for when you leave the hotspot area. The minute I leave, that should just disappear. I have to go to, like, another hotspot to find, you know, to get rid of it. So we've got flight power on, weapons on, you know, gimbal assist, all sorts of bits and pieces, which is very cool in terms of the switches. You've got your radar over here. I don't mind that. Quite like that. More switches. The stick or yoke looks really nice. I don't think we have any switches down here. Let me just see. No. But again, I feel like an airline pilot. You've got our shield lock, radar lock down there, which is in our eye line when we settle. So you can keep an eye on that. More switches down here. We've got landing gear, which is so cool that you can actually just flick a switch. We've got a quick switch there for spooling the quantum drive, which I believe is the correct one. Yeah, that's collisioning with something else there, which is, again, an issue sometimes. Quantum display, navigation display on. Lots of switches there for us to play about with, which is cool. We've got another MFD over here. So we do have a third one that if we wanted to glance down. So maybe we could use that as our comms MFD. So we'll turn it on to comms, like that. We see all the different members of the brew crew there. More switches. I don't use the switches a lot. I use the hotkeys. You're probably a lot like me. But if you really want that immersive experience, tons of switches here. Probably the most important, open and close the exterior. So if we hit open exterior, what we should see, as usual, that looks very cool now we're in dark. You can actually see the big ring light of the cabins. Do you see that? Through the cockpit. So there is the exterior. It does open the lift as well, unfortunately, but... Oh, that is so cool at nighttime. Bloody hell. 5.25 million. I mean, it'll do a bit of everything. It'll fight. It'll do trading with that 500 plus SU cargo. You'll be able to put smaller ships in it. You'll be able to put friends in it with its turrets. You could do worse. And you could put tanks in it. You could put flippin' tanks in it and rovers. And we're going to put a wee rover in a second in a smaller ship. But yeah, very cool. Also, let me show you something. So if we go over here, self-status, what I found really cool is that it actually shows you the front and back down. Gives you that real-time display. I think most ships do that, but I found that out the other day and it was pretty cool. If I hit close exterior, you actually see the animation play out. So do you see it closing up in real time? How cool is that? I didn't know that was a thing. And if we go back, we can see that happening outside the ship. Oh, beautiful. Let's chase the sunset, shall we? Get a bit of sun back on. But not much more to say about the cockpit. I like it. I hate the default MFDs. That's silly. But seconds to change that. Would love maybe another MFD paired here and this little radar warning, missile warning maybe put up on the dash or something here. But, you know, for an airliner type ship, I'm quite happy with the view as well. I use a lot of third-person camera when landing this thing. And unfortunately, unless you're in Port Olisar, this thing goes into a hangar, not a pad, which makes sense because it's massive. So we'll try landing it at in a hangar as well, if we have the time, because it can be a little bit tight to get in, similar to the Carrack. Not as bad as the Carrack, mind you, but yeah, it takes a little bit of finessing to get this thing landed in a hangar. Let's chase the sunset. So I will switch the engines back on. Oh, I don't know if they've tweaked the noises in this thing, but it does sound good. And all the lights and everything, it is just like a proper aircraft. Look at that. Beautiful. You hear it inside here? Interesting noises inside. Let's activate the VTOL for taking off. Watch the wings either side of this ship. So if I hit K on my keyboard, those articulate down. And then they've got big old thrusters underneath them. So let's move the camera in. Let's take off. Let's see those big VTOL thrusters in action. Do you see them there? Oh, so cool. And then we'll raise the landing gear. Oh, it's awesome. Oh, man, I love this game. So those VTOLs, really good at holding us in the air, in position. Oh, damn, look at this thing. Ooh, and this thing handles a lot better than you would expect for a ship its size. So if I take the speed limiter all the way up with these VTOLs on. Oh, and look at those. See those vertical thrusters there on the left firing off? Don't know why the right one isn't firing off. So let's go up into space. Look at all the bottom thrusters on this thing. Let me just bring the nose back down. Whoops, there we go. Look how quickly we're going up. Bloody hell. So a lot of maneuvering thrusters, and it gets off the deck super quick when you're in VTOL mode. It's crazy. Do that again. Look at all those maneuvering jets on the belly. Ridiculous. Really, like we're already what, 2,500 meters off the ground. I wasn't even that full red on our speed limiter there on the left. Let me just lock the stick so we're not bobbing up and down. So yes, lots of maneuvering thrusters. Even if we take the VTOL off now, and those twirl back in, those VTOL jets now become our strafing. So the jet that was pointing down, this is us strafing to the left. And those little flames you see are our strafing thrusters to go left and right. And then they're counteracting over there. To go back down again on the back. And if we zoom out a little bit, you know, it can descend pretty quickly as well. So, you'll be surprised when you get in the ship about how well it handles. Let's do a bit of that. Let's chase the sun. So, we're just going to roll in. The sun's over here. Power to engines. Let's put a bit of a boost on. Putting cruise control on. It's noisy. It is noisy. Oh, God. So, with the help of boost, we're getting up to about 500-600 in that low atmosphere. It's starting to crawl back down, of course, as we get closer to the planet as well. But for a ship this size, don't forget how big this thing is. Like, if I put the camera to our backside... Oh, look at those engines fire. And then the lighting... Oh, it just looks so good. Let's just check our altitude so we don't smash. Yeah, we're doing okay. Unlock the stick. Bring the nose up a little bit. Oh, I love this thing. Absolutely love this thing. So we're averaging out about 400 near the deck or so without any boost. The boost, it does drink the boost. You can see it being consumed there on the left-hand side. So we're probably not going to get much faster. You know, if we're trying to like escape at low atmosphere, it's just not going to happen. Everything and its sister is going to be able to catch up with us and hunt us down. That's why we've got 2 size 3 shields and 250,000 hull HP, or thereabouts, according to Hercules.games. 220,000 hull HP. But this thing is majestic. Absolutely majestic. How well does it roll in atmosphere? Even though now someone was talking to me about, you know, ships will roll better in their SCU speeds. So if you put the speed limiter, you know, all the way down to like here, and that makes sense. But I'm going to try this out with it full up in the red, and using no boost, but it actually rolls quite well again for its size. There isn't much overroll in atmosphere, which is surprising. Bloody noisy though. Let's stay in the cockpit for a little bit. If I take cruise control off, but then try and go into that... Oh, hang on, let me see that. Let's just look at that. Look at that sun coming over the horizon. My God. Oh, let me lock the stick for a second. There we go, lock the stick. This game. This noisy, noisy game. Oh, beautiful. Alright, so we'll try turn an atmosphere. I don't want to do anything crazy until I can actually see the terrain a bit better. So we'll stay at this height of about 3,000 meters. And then let's bank and then turn in. Now, I'm not using any boost. It is struggling to make that turn, but it is making it. I'm using no boost. Zero boost. We're still up in the red, 300 meters and dropping. Zero boost to make this turn. That's pretty good. I'm not even banking, rolling hard. And it's doing it. Now, we need to use boost so I don't crash. So now I'm using boost. Hold the nose up. Up we go, up we go. Very noisy, but here we go. Up we go, up we go, up we go. And for a chunky monkey, a big mama, a big daddy like this thing is, when you employ the boost into the maneuver, yeah, it can move. This thing can move in atmosphere, which is terrifying for its size. Like, that was enjoyable. That was really enjoyable. We do a reroll. It's just so big that you don't have a lot of time to correct any mistakes. Oh, the noise of the engines is invigorating. Let's look at the front here for a little bit as it... There, it's a bit, that's a bit quieter. That's a bit more settled. As we slowly fly into the new day. Or we're chasing yesterday is what we're doing. Because that's the sunset that we're flying into. Guys, just look at this game, the ship. How are you not blown away every time you log in? I do not know. So, I'm not worried in this thing. I know I can quickly correct by hitting that space bar and using those belly thrusters to get me off the ground. That's what I'm doing. That's just what I was doing there. I'm just tapping them. Yeah, this thing's quite fun. Can we roll into a turn using boost? Oh, it's going to be noisy. I'm using my mouse. Can we turn? I'm taking my finger off W. Look how quickly it slows down. So I took my finger off W there. It slowed down pretty damn quick. Oh, it's noisy. Let me go back to the cockpit. Power back to engines if I didn't already have it on. And let's just reset the camera. Gorgeous. There's a big mountain over there. Let's head over there. This is a longer video. Deep dive videos are always going to be longer. I make no apologies for it, but I'll put lots of chapter stamps in for you. I'm just trying to communicate how this ship feels to fly. And for again, for the size of it, it's not bad. I've had like the Avenger Titan perform more uncomfortably, and it's a tiny little starter fighter, so this isn't half bad. My god. Gorgeous. So I'm not going to use any boost. I'm just going to take my finger off W now and let it go. That was pretty good. That stopped, you know, for the size of it, that stopped really, really well. It accelerates pretty nicely too. Very noisy. It accelerates nicely too. So if I take my finger off W and use my boost, turn the nose of it around, and then W into the turn. Oh, what a maneuver. Yes, and then off W again into the turn. Back on W to let it, you know, let it just curl around. And that was a very sort of weak roll. It was, you know, hardly aggressive enough in terms of the roll. Oh my god, this game. So yeah, anyway, atmosphere. So I could just do this all evening. Atmosphere flying. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let's take it into space. Look at its top speed in space. Braking power, strafing, and stuff like that. Strafing. Like, this is no boost. Look how well it strafes for its size. I'll take my finger completely off W. This is just strafing left to right. Correcting then. It's not too bad. Let's go into space. Let's see how good we are getting into space. So, up we go. Up we go, up we go, up we go. Bring the nose up. Okay. So, how quickly does it come to a stop? So, no boost used. Slow. Definitely slow coming to a complete stop. That we can see those forward thrusters firing off there to try and help stop us. Very slow. Yeah. Be careful going, like most big ships, full speed at any any other object, or you're going to smash. Again, we're not using any boost, so slow, slow, still waiting for it to stop. And I think finally we're going to hit the stop there. All right, back up to full speed with boost this time. Let's see how quick it does it. Ooh, and the noise is lovely. Yeah, it gets up to top speed with basically a full tank of boost. But you're not going to be outrunning any fighters in this thing, that's for sure. You're going to get hunted down if you're attempting to run. Let's do a non-boost stop at flip 180. So, off cruise control, flip the nose up. Oh, if I need to take my stick lock off. It's pitching okay for a ship its size. We're now in complete reverse direction. Slowing much quicker, of course, because now we've got all those big engines here, the back firing off. Oh, this game looks ridiculous. And we've come to a stop. A fraction of the time. Fraction of the time. Let's try a boost stop. So we're flying into the... Oh, look how lovely this rolls when we're using boost. Rolls beautifully. So we're up to max speed. We're looking for that 930-ish, isn't it? 960-ish, sorry. 950, 960. Alright, just let my boost recharge. Beautiful view out of the ship as well at the minute. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. You never get sick looking at this ship, that's for sure. Okay, so we're flying into something. In this case, we're flying towards a planet. Let's see how the boost helps those forward engines slow us down. I haven't let them recharge fully. I'm using them... Yeah, it doesn't help an awful lot. It's still quite slow. So really, if you're in trouble with a ship, use your boost to flick the nose around. 180 in the opposite direction of travel. And then you're slowing... See, with boost, you're slowing on the... almost on that point. So 180 flip, we've talked about a couple of fighters needing to do that. Interesting, we're rolling this big chunky thing around to do 180 stops. But that might be important if you're about to careen into a station or an asteroid or something like that. You might save yourself by doing that 180 flip and hit the boost. We've got company.
Weapons on.
I think that is an NPC. It is. It is a Mustang Delta. What we'll do is we'll just take it out as an impromptu bit of fighting.
Attack on shields.
There we go. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. We'll do a bit of fighting in a minute with it. Okay, so that is acceleration. Rolling is nice in this ship when I was using boost. So when we're in space... So roll, I'll tell you when I let go, letting go now. So yeah, you're going to get overroll. It's a big ship. But if, let me take, here we go. If we use boost when we're rolling, look how much more, let go. Yeah, so I'll tell you when I'm letting go. So let me do that again. So begin the roll with boost, hold boost, let go. So it stops very quickly when you're using boost. Because of all those little thrusters that are along the edges of the ship. Top and bottom, left to right. On its sides. Yeah, so rolling is nice with boost. So your boost gets sucked up quickly, but when you use boost in this thing, it's going to respond really, really well. Sometimes there isn't enough thrusters or the boost isn't strong enough when applied in bigger ships. But when you use boost in this thing, although there isn't a lot to use, it's going to make the difference. So yeah, rolling's good. Yawing. Again, for a ship its size, I'm impressed. Makes a weird noise when it yawns. And pitching. Pitching almost feels a bit slower than its yaw. Oh, they're about the same. But yeah, so as you expect, if we're fighting in this ship, we're going to want to try and not get into a dog fight, a joust fight. We want to try and snipe as much as we can with our M6A gimbals. So that's us. That's the ship. This is it in space. It looks absolutely a million AUEC. It's actually 5. It looks great. So what we'll do is we'll finish up today's video. This has been a long deep dive, so if you've made it all the way to this point, thank you so much. If you're just using the chapters to skip around, no problem at all. You jump to the parts that you think you'll find interesting. The M2 is a lovely ship. Oh, we do have to go and pick up some vehicles, so I'm going to jump to landing at one of these outposts, and we're going to see what it's like putting vehicles and ships inside that, and then we'll fight, and then we'll finish up. So thank you, and I'll see you in a moment. Gorgeous. Alright everyone, here we are. The engines are probably super noisy, but we are just about to approach the Shubin mining facility on Daymar, and we're going to see what we can put inside our hull here, just to give you an idea of that. We are approaching at pace, at our max speed. If you ever lose sight of your facility, just pop on your quantum for a second. So it's just over here roughly. Again, we're dropping altitude fast because we're a big chunky ship. So what we'll do is we'll just slow down our approach a little bit. I'm going to use the VTOL thrusters just at the last minute because I'm trying to be all thematic and stuff. So here we go. We're approaching the facility. Just using my limiter. I've got it on cruise control. Drop that limiter down now. Back to SEM speed. And then I'm going to use the VTOL thrusters now. Lovely. I'm going to put it just in front of that vehicle bay. Over we go. Like this. Now, this is the problem with this ship in that its neck is quite overextended. So, as I say, I'm no Top Gun pilot, but we'll see if we can put it here. Like that. Now that we've got the VTOLs out, we have a lot of control over our thrust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this these numbers here just to get my pitch as even as possible. Lock the stick with right shift, and then I should be able to bring it down nice and gently, scrolling that limiter down. Obviously putting my landing gear would help. And I think we're going to get a nice landing here. So let's see if we just bring it down nice and slow. Feel like the nose needs to go up a wee bit more, but we should be okay. Beautiful. There we go. So if you find your nose bops up and down, just get it even and then right shift to lock the stick. Beautiful. There is this amazing ship landed at an outpost in the middle of nowhere inside this freaking crazy game. So let us jump out of our pilot seat, and then what we'll do is we'll take the elevator, which you haven't seen yet, down. Let's unlock our door. I remember that door being locked, which is rather worrying. Is that because I powered stuff off? Oh no, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, game. No! Ah, shite. This happened before my 400 eyes, that when you use the door locks, they lock you in the pilot room. Well, what a crock of shit. No! That was such a good lad thing, and we were gonna go get ships, and I haven't played you for a week, like Star Citizen, more or less. I played a bit last night. Don't do this to me. Oh, we can turn the lights off in here too, which looks pretty cool. Oh, this happened before in the 400i. I was trapped in here. And the clicking, I'm clicking everything. It's just not. So, it's showing that it's unlocked, but it's technically locked, and it's not responding to my controls. Well, balls. That is really, really annoying. Let me try powering the ship on and off again. Maybe that'll help, because I haven't turned the power off. Let me get back in the seat, please. There we go. Again, I'll tell you as it is. I'll show you as it is. I thought they'd fix this, hence why I didn't bring it up, but nope. It's not sensing me up to the door. It's being unresponsive, doing nothing. Nope. Well, I'm going to have to relog. Let me try turning the... but it looks like, unless anyone else has a solution, that I can't recommend to use this ship for what I said earlier, which is ferrying people safely if this is going to happen to you. I really thought they fixed that. That's a shame. So again, tell me if I'm missing something or if there's a workaround for this. But that's a shame, because now what I gotta do is I gotta relog and fly all the way back down here. Star Citizen, you give me so much, yet you take so much away at the same time. Look at this fucking cockpit. Just look at everything. Look, this is just crazy. But yet, you frustrate the hell out of me sometimes, Star Citizen. You frustrate the hell out of me. Back in a moment, everybody. As always, these balls ups allow us to take a look at claim times. So if we did want to claim this, but I'm actually going to try and fly back to the facility. But if we did want to claim it, the claim would be 25 minutes for a ship that size. That's not too bad. But I'm not going to claim it, so I can't show you the expedited fee, but 25 minutes for a big ship of these M2's bulk is very, very good. I'm actually going to take a little 100 series back, the 125A, and I'll see you back on the planet. But yeah, 25 minutes, not too bad. Okay, we're back. We're back in the awesome 125A from Origin. We've done a Postman video on this ship. I can't wait to do a deep dive and a VHRT. But we've taken this quick ship to see if we can find our M2 again rather than claiming it. Is it still going to be there? It should be. In theory, it should be. Doesn't look like it. I might be at the wrong facility, though. I could totally be at the wrong facility. I didn't file that claim, did I, when I was on the station showing you the claim timer? How cool is this ship, though? A little sneak peek. No, it's not here. But am I at the right facility? Let me get back to you. Well, balls, I just checked the console, and it is being registered as being here, but it's not here. Look how pretty this ship is in the background. Anyway, 2 Grimhex to grab it. I'll show you it inside the hangar. And let's put in this ship into its belly. Or try to anyway. In space. See you in space. Beautiful. Okay, so we're approaching Grimhex in our 125A. Again, can't wait to take this ship out in more runs for you. I hate the way that happens, where the quantum keeps staying on. But I was showing this by some of the brew crew, is that we don't actually need to request landing. What we can do is we can just sneak up. Oh, hello. Sneak up here to the top of the asteroid where all these landing pads are. And hopefully slow down, please. There we go. Bit of lag. Someone's got the same idea as us. And we should be able to land here without getting, like, impounded or anything. So landing gear down. And over here we go. And we can just land down here quickly. And there's the medical bay up there. Out we go. We'll be able to collect our M2. And then just fly it over here. EVA down and collect our ship and fly it into its belly. Hopefully no pirates will steal our M2 while we've got the doors open. But that'll be half the fun. We'll wait and see. So I'll see you once we've got the M2 in the hangar. And I'll show you what it's like to fly out of the hangar. But yeah, I love this little ship as well. It's so cool. Okay, back in a moment. And now we can see the expedited time at a cost of, shall we see, 1800 down to 7 minutes. So not too bad. And I'll see you back in 7 minutes. So here we are back in the hangar with our big M2. You probably saw the elevator there just clipping through the hatch that I was talking about. So yeah, that's still a thing. Wish they'd fix that. Really, see, we're just going. It's not going to open up. We're just going to clip through it. Here we go, clipping, clipping, clipping. Whoop. So it'll be nice to get that fixed, but it doesn't break the ship or how awesome it's been so far to fly with you in this video. So the second last thing we're doing is we're just going to try and fit a smaller ship inside it. You can put vehicles and stuff inside it. I'm not going to lock any of the doors. And these are all set to open via sensors. So I've learned my lesson from last time. In the pilot seat we go. Let's get everything up and running. So we're so big that what you want to do is hit K on your keyboard and bring up the VTOLs. That'll just tuck the wings in. It might make it a little bit easier for getting out of the hangar. But like the Carrack, we're quite wide. Not as wide as a Carrack, I don't believe, but quite wide all the same. And then what we'll do is we're just going to bring ourselves up a bit. Up we go, up we go. Lift the landing gear. Again, we're so big that we get stuck behind some of the... I'm just going to lock the stick. Slowly maneuver it out. So I can't roll picture yaw at the minute. So I'm just going to slowly maneuver it out. Lovely. Plenty of clearance. Plenty of clearance. And there we go. So yeah, that right shift is a godsend for the larger ships. So we don't accidentally roll picture yaw too much inside the hangar. Hit K again. Right shift to get stick control. Let's now maneuver around here and go find our 125A. And see if the 125A will fit, which could be pretty cool. And then can we go back at all? We can go back a little bit. I think that's going to be okay. Alright, let's try that. Out we go. So let's open the back door. So I've never tried the 125A. And I could just go look it up, but what's the fun in that? If you have it, why not give it a go? This is so friggin' cool. The fact that we can even do something like this is just ridiculous. So out we go. Now this is what I was worrying about. We're losing gravity, so I don't want to clip through. I also don't want to splat down onto the floor and then die because I don't have any med pens with me. There we go. Gravity's got me here. So I should get back up again. Okay, so this is the gravity of the pad. I'm hoping this isn't too far a drop. Wish me luck. How are we? We're okay. We're not bleeding out, right? 94% health. Are we okay? I think we're okay. We're okay? We're okay. Definitely going to be too wide. 1,000,000% going to be too wide. Damn it, no. That's a shame. I mean, we can kind of get it to fit. Let me see. Is it? Is it going to be too wide? Hang on, let me bring the camera in. Oh, by a hair's breadth, it's going to be too wide. Yeah. Is that just a camera clipping, or is that me clipping? So hang on, let me reset the camera. Let me roll down here. Go over a bit. Oh, it's close though, isn't it? It's close. Can I bring it down a bit? Let me deploy the landing gear. It's going to be... Oh, I think literally the little struts. Careful. Yeah, sure. Hang on. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be able to go in any way that's like quick or seamless. So that's a shame. Interesting. Okay. Let's back it out. And let's actually put the Pisces in here. So let's go do that. I don't think there's anyone else around. Hopefully they won't steal our M2. So I'll be back in a moment with the Pisces. Interesting, though. That was very interesting. Alright, we're in our awesome little Pisces. Let's head out sideways because I'm impatient. And let's fit at least something in our M2 today. And why not something cool like a little shuttlecraft? So where is our M2? There we go, just below us. The Merlin, the Archimedes in here. Be very cool. Okay, so we're going to bring up the landing gear because it'll fold the wings in like that. And then down we go. We're going to go in nice and slow. And I think if we aim up like this, slower still, we should be okay. Camera down. Down a little bit. Over to the right a little bit. Look at this. Oh my word. And we can go all the way up to the front. Slower still. So you're getting, what, 3 Pisces in here? Maybe 4 if you, like, did some creative loading. And down we go onto the deck. Further still a little bit. And we are landed. Would you look at this? Oh my god. This is so cool. What? Engines off. Power off. Oh, I love this game. Sorry, 125A, you have to stay behind. That's a shame. You technically should have fit. But, yeah, them hitboxes over the wings aren't exactly 1,000,000% flush. Hence where we had a bit of an issue with you. But I've got a little shuttlecraft in my big mothership. Ah, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so we have plenty more room in here. Seating cam, where are you? Let me adjust seating cam. Look how much more room we have in here for ships and activities and vehicles. Look at it. Seating cam, go higher. Look at all this space. Look at all this space. Like, we could fit probably easily maybe Pisces side by side? Could we? Maybe? Have a whole fleet of little shuttlecraft. So cool. And all the snubs. Oh, this has such possibilities for the brew crew. As a little staging area, a little swarming area. Look at all the space that's left. Oh, right. We're going to take this out for a little flight. Fight, even. There's the elevator. Up you go. There we go. And we'll have a look what this is like in a fight briefly. We will do a full VHRT on this ship. But I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. As I say, I have lots of timestamps up for you. This is something worth saving up for. It maneuvers well. It's got lots of detail, immersive detail. It's got beds. It's got a kitchen area. It's got an armory. It's got a suit area, escape pods. The detailing is beautiful. The cockpit, I think, is a nice place to be for what it is. It's like an airliner. It's got turret play for your friends. It can hold little fighters like the... well, not fighters, but little shuttles like the Pisces. It'll probably hold the snub fighters, no problem at all, which we can, which we have seen fight very well, the snub fighters in bounties and things. It maneuvers quite nicely for its size. The last thing we need to look at is a fight, but definitely it is a lot to save up for. But I can thoroughly recommend this ship. Just before we get into a fight, the stock quantum range on it, of course, is going to be crazy. So from Crusader to Microtech, we're not even scratching the 88,000 fuel tank. So you can do Crusader to Microtech lots of times. Whatever 7 into 88 goes. 10 plus jumps. So you can do probably 6 return trips. Just ridiculous. So you're going to be flying around the verse in this. You can cargo with it. It's got 500 plus cargo space SCU. So yeah, definitely. It is pricey, but I don't think you'll go far wrong if this is... if what you've seen today ticks your boxes, I could recommend this ship. And you can buy it in game. You don't need to spend any real money on it, which is the added benefit. So let's do a quick fight to finish off. We'll not go into too much detail because that will be reserved for our bounty hunting video. But let's finish on a fight. I'll see you at said fight. See you in a moment. So we've just arrived in the belt for a quick VHRT just to give you a taste of how this fights. As a reminder, it has 2 gimbaled M6A cannons. I'd probably upgrade them to the M7s and just snipe with this thing from afar. Default MFDs aren't very good for a fight, so we'll just change these to shield status for us over here. We can, because it's got 2 size 3 shields, reinforce the forward shield, so 8 on your number keyboard, and holding down F7 to put power to shields. Let's get into it. Quite noisy in the cockpit a little bit too. It's okay when we get the thrusters on. Make sure our gimbals are on, which they are. And there is our cannons firing off. Looking and sounding amazing, by the way. Right, what have we got here? We've got a Valkyrie. I don't foresee there being any issues with this ship. Its hull HP is massive. We've got reinforced shields, 2 size 3s. Hurricanes can't, like, every ship is going to hit us no problem. We are a chunky ship. But I don't foresee us, having any issues with weathering that damage, especially if we do some smart shield power distribution like we've done here. So what's this? A Warden. We've got the comms bug, so let's change one of our MFDs to communications over here. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Communications. Locking cruise control off. Rolling up. Pitching feels nice even with boost assistance. So let's move in. And again, we correct our speed in a second when we rolled around the 180. So we're just firing in our cannons with gimbal assist. Again, we're losing a little bit of time on target because we're chunky, but I'm just going to reverse thrust back out. And we are getting hits on the target. Reversing back a bit further. We can see that at our bottom end. We do lose sight of MFDs a little bit. That's okay. We've got rounds for days, so I'm not too concerned that we are sort of missing a few shots. I'm going to try fixed and see how I feel about fixed. The gimbals. Yeah. That was okay. Power back to shields. Or power back to weapons. They were on shields. Let's try killing the remainder, but that was okay. That was fine. I probably would like the extra alpha DPS on the fixed M7As in this thing. This is a Hurricane, so this will be interesting. Power back to shields, because we've got tons of rounds in the clip. Gimbals are doing okay. There we go, finally. Not liking those M6As. Not against the Hurricane anyway. Just the gimbals seem to struggle. Could be that conversion setting that was talked about when I had the ballistics on the 600i. But yeah, I'd change those weapons up. Absolutely. I would change those weapons up. But it was fun in that I had no issues worrying about the ship getting blown up. Like, we were getting pelted there. And not a scratch on us. No shield face went down. At the very most, our rear shields went down to 7, 10 at one point. But yeah, not a problem. Power back to shields. So, can this ship fight? It absolutely can as well. We're going to take this out into a full 45-minute or so video on fighting in the VHRTs. We'll take it against hammerheads. We'll really analyze it. I'll swap out those M6As for the same weapons that are on the Constellation Andromeda by default stock. The Rhino. I want to say Rhinos. Panthers. No, Rhinos are the size 4s. Yeah, the size 4 laser repeaters, and see if the gimbals work a bit better there. But yeah, I was struggling to get hits in the Hurricane, which was quite interesting. Probably has something to do with the settings, as I said. But there you have it. That was our deep dive walkthrough on the M2 Hercules. What a ship. There's me pilot in the seat. I hope you've enjoyed the video. This is a ship absolutely worth saving up for and having in your hangar. I think it can do a bit of everything. And it just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've had a good week. I hope you had a good day. And I'll see you in the next video. And if you've forgotten, my name is Brewcrick. You can call me Brew. See you guys. Catch you next time.